You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and subbing man on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Case Path. So y'all, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Wait, has it really been that long? Damn, since November 30th? Jeez, okay. Alright. Case-san. Leave him. He'll probably be stuck like that for a while. Okay. I quickly put away my little pouch of bathroom thingy, sneaking a few glances at Case from the corner of my eye. He keeps muttering stuff to himself, but he does it so quietly that I can't make out the words at all. Even Aki keeps watching him. Probably not sure how to react to that. Is Case-san gonna be okay? He's fine. He's probably thinking so hard about the competition that he's zoning us out entirely. I grabbed the tip of one of Keisuke's ears, tugging on it just hard enough so as to make sure he can't ignore it. Ow, 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 ow! Hey, Poindexter, wake up! People are talking to you and it's rude to ignore others. While Keisuke straightens himself up on his seat after being snapped back to reality, Aki gingerly rubs his own ears as if he were experiencing some kind of sympathy pain. I don't appreciate that. Please don't do it again. Stop zoning out then. Sorry. What were you thinking so hard about anyway? I was thinking over the competition bracket, trying to run simulations in my head to figure out who I might play against and when. Off the top of your head? Keisuke nods. I've gone over it enough times that I have most of the important players memorized. Every seeded player from 1 to 8, as well as Yuyuko Kanose, Hayato-kun from our club, and a couple of other hopefuls that I figured might make a splash in this competition. Whoa, that's a lot of people! You must have great memory! It's not so much about memory. If you go over it enough times, it becomes very hard to forget. You've got too much time in your hands. So I worry a tiny little bit. So what? That's not that big of a deal. I know your definition of small is a little skewed due to walking side by side with Alex a whole lot, but that's not worrying a tiny little bit. What? That doesn't even make sense. It makes a tiny little bit of sense. And now I'm going to throw a pillow at you. What? Oh no! Sometime later. Once I'd made sure there was nothing left for me to pack, and by extension no more time left to kill before class, I brought my bag downstairs so it'd be ready to go when I swung by later to pick it up, and then we left for school. Okay, good to go. Keisuke. As soon as we got out through the front gate, a familiar voice called out to the hair. Just like he'd been doing for the last couple of days, Alexander was waiting just outside before class to walk to us with school. Whether that came from his own protectiveness, or for his desire to do his job even during a suspension, or a remaining feeling of mistrust over me, the final result was still the same. There you know. Good morning, Alex-san. Morning, Alex. I see you are back in your uniform. Yes, my suspension ended yesterday, so I am back at work in an official capacity. As if that changed anything, you were still skulking about even when you weren't at work. Alex peers down at me, ever so slightly raising an eyebrow upon hearing the noise I'd made. I think I'm finally getting the hang of reading this guy's facial expressions. Is something the matter? Nothing important. I was just thinking to myself that it's good to see you in your uniform again. For some reason, the idea of you in casual clothes just didn't seem right to me. What? There's nothing wrong with Alex being in his everyday clothes. They look good on him. I helped him pick some of them and everything. You even dress your workers up when they're off work? Damn, Keisuke, he's your bodyguard, not your dress-up doll. Actually, for once, I believe you and I are in agreement. We are? For once? It feels good to be in my uniform again. Dear God, first the refusal to stop working even after being in suspension, and now this unbridled joy at being back on the job. You're an even worse workaholic than Shuichi and Keisuke combined. And yeah, that look on his face is unbridled joy, or at least the closest to it that I've seen him get at least. Shall we be on our way? You don't want to be late for class, do you? Late? We're leaving 40 minutes early. Very well, I'll amend my words. You don't want to be late for being early for class, do you? Hey, I say that sometimes too. Truly. Interesting. Just walk. Keisuke practically forces us out the gate, pushing us forward until we start walking starting us on our path to school. The faint smile that I noticed when he first showed up remains on Alexander's face the entire time. What if you're packing? Do you have everything you need for your trip? You brought him 3 bags full of stuff. That should be more than enough. Is that so? Will that be enough? I think so, at least as far as clothing and necessities are concerned, although I might need some new insoles for my shoes. Insoles? Yes, I was going to replace my shoes entirely before, well, you know what happened. Because of that, it didn't bother me much that the insoles were getting too worn, but the shoes I use aren't the kind I can buy anymore. Oh, that is true. In which case, new insoles should suffice. The shoes themselves are fine, the only problem is that the insoles are wearing unevenly. That's the kind of thing you can buy separately, right? I think I've seen it in stores before. It is, don't worry so much. I got a new pair of insoles for my shoes just last week, actually. Good, in that case, you know what my shoe size is. Could you get me some new insoles later, Alex? I'm fairly certain I'll be run ragged today, partly as added punishment now that I'm back to work, and partly because I need to get to some tasks that piled up in my absence. Oh, so you won't have time, huh? Fret not, I will find the time. I will get you your insoles before your trip. Heh, thanks, Alex. You're a lifesaver. Oh, come on, it's just insoles. Even if yours are wearing unevenly, how bad can they really be? There you go. You're the guy that used to buy new socks after using a pair once. Just how worn out can your shoes have really gotten? And by the way, Alex-san... Just Alex is fine. I'm well aware of how strange my foreign name sounds when paired with your language's honorifics. Besides, I am merely a servant. I am the one of the lowest rank and import in this group. You don't need to show me such deference. That is such a weird thing to say. Before I have a chance to say it, Keisuke practically rips the words out of my mouth, except that his voice is weirdly high-pitched and funny when he says that. It is? Talk like a normal person, for the love of everything that is holy. Everything that is holy, huh? I didn't know your time away from home turned you religious. Stop being so literal. You're only doing this to annoy me. Oh, and what leads you to believe that? I know you. So, you lack evidentiary support. You're not a lawyer. You say you know he's only doing this to screw with you, but you keep letting him. It's not my fault. Except it kinda is. There's no one else involved in this outside the two of you. Changing the subject a little, but will you be going to Keisuke-san's competition too? Sadly no. Keisuke doesn't tend to like when I tag along to such events. Aw, how come? It's hard enough to avoid standing out as is once people hear my last name. I don't need a bodyguard following me around, especially one that calls so much attention to himself. I will have to disagree with you on that. I don't call that much attention to myself. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror recently? Not only do you look super foreign, you're also huge. I could hunch over to try and make myself look shorter. Oh, sure, because that wouldn't make you look weird at all. Very well, I will stay away after all. Not to be annoying or anything, but isn't it a bit unsafe for someone like you to be going all the way out of town on your own? I'm all for you having your freedom, but that sounds like a prime time to target you. Just because Alex isn't going with me doesn't mean I won't be supervised. It doesn't? The company would simply utilize other assets to make sure Keisuke's safety is guaranteed. Assets? That sounds ominous. Ugh. Relax, he just means they'd post some less conspicuous bodyguards around me to work undercover. It'd hardly be the first time they do so. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've been tailed by them at least a few times before without even you noticing. What? You did not think Keisuke's security would be left solely to me, did you? When it comes to someone of his importance, there need to be certain assurances. The more points of failure required before something can happen to him, the better. That's terrifying! Oh, stop. You don't need to keep looking over your shoulder all the time. But what if there's someone following us right now? Even if they were, they would not interact with you. It would defeat the purpose of them being undercover in the first place. You mean you don't know if you're being followed or not? I'm not informed of the presence or absence of other bodyguards. However, I do have it on good authority that we are not currently being followed, at least not closely anyway. How do you know? I am very good at my job. Alex is very good at sniffing out potential stalkers. That's why he works so closely to me in the first place. Of course, he does not mean it literally. I don't use my nose to sniff them. At least not often, anyway. Please tell me you're screwing with me. Would you feel better if I did? Yes? He is screwing with you. God, I don't know what to believe now. The look on your face is priceless. You're awful. I hate this. I keep glancing over my shoulder the entire rest of the way to school. Now I have one more reason to be paranoid. This isn't great for my sanity. We have arrived. As usual, I shall leave you to be from here on out. I hope you have a good day too, Alex. Yeah, have a good day. Now, shall we get you to school, little one? Of course! Alexander and Aki turn around after waving us goodbye, continuing on their way down the street. Ever since the first time Aki had been walked to school by him, he'd been insisting that Alexander keep doing it every single day after... after dropping us off. Do you think he could give me a piggyback ride? Are you not a little old for that sort of thing? But I want to see what it's like to see the world from that high up. I shall consider it. Yay! Man, that guy is surprisingly good with kids. Does Alexander have children at all? Nope, he came to work for us when he was about our age. And as far as I know, he hasn't had the time for something like that. Doesn't that mean your answer is more I don't know? Can you really say that he doesn't, categorically? I guess not, but I doubt we'd have known each other this long without it coming up. If you say so, he's just suspiciously good with kids. He wasn't always. He tended to get flustered a lot more often. He did? Alex started working for us when I was a child, and the transition was anything but seamless. We both had to know how to get along with each other. Huh, so you're saying he learned how to deal with kids from dealing with you? Something to that effect, yes. I suppose that makes sense. Did he ever give you a piggyback ride? Yes. And? You've got your answer. You can't just say yes and not tell me more. Can I? Just watch. Keisuke turns around and promptly walks off, leaving me frozen in place trying to comprehend everything that just happened for a second. Keisuke, wait up! A few minutes later, after saying farewell to each other, Keisuke headed to his classroom while I headed to mine. Once I'm settled in, I start riffing through my notebooks, making sure I didn't forget to do any work while checking my notes before the start of class. Being a good student is kind of boring. At first, it would feel like a chore having so much stuff to catch up on, having to make more thorough notes, being careful and timely with my homework, etc. But now that I'm caught up on everything, it feels like there's nothing left to do. I give my notes a cursory read and find myself that I have the words memorized for pretty much all of them. It's like, water time. Okay. I know I've always been good at learning new things, but this feels a bit much, doesn't it? What the hell am I supposed to do for the next 20 or so minutes before class starts? I consider going on my phone and trying to find some kind of distraction, but I wonder what. I guess I could bug Shuichi and Saya for a bit. They're both early risers, so I'm sure they've been here for even longer than I have. Yo, you at school yet? Was at an SC meeting. SC? Student Council. Council. Oh fuck, is this a bad time? This is a bad time? Language. And it's fine, I wouldn't be texting if I were still in a meeting. Oh, so it's all good? Yeah, why? You need anything? I'm bored! Wow, modern technology sure is amazing. I can practically hear you sighing through text. Our classes are right next to each other. Not afraid to go slap some sense into you. When you do, could you bring me a soda? Have you finished packing for the trip? Yeah, this morning. Are you coming over tomorrow to cheer for us? Sorry, can't. I have some late homework I need to finish. Dad says I can't go on a trip until I do. Sorry. Hey, it's no SWAT. It's no SWAT. You've been to every competition of mine since 6th grade. It's fine. That's not how you write sweat. Priorities. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Armor. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to your ultimate tier anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.